Hey everyone and welcome back. Now in today's video we'll be discussing about some of the important TLS related configurations. Now while we were making use of the auto encrypt method in our RPC encryption use case, we had also added few important parameters within the configuration file. So these parameters were verify incoming true, verify outgoing true and verify server hostname as true. Apart from that, we had also added various things like CA file, the certificate file of the server as well as the private key. So at a high level overview, it is important that we understand the importance of these three parameters that starts with verify. So let's quickly look into it. So the first one is the verify underscore incoming. So if this is set to true, Consul requires that all the incoming connections make use of TLS and that the client provides a certificate signed by the certificate authority from the CA file and the CA path. So here we had specified the certificate authority file. So what this basically means is that whatever certificate authority certificate that is configured within the configuration file, the client should provide a certificate signed from that certificate authority. So for example, here you have a certificate authority and this certificate authority issues some certificates here. There can be other certificate authority as well that might be issuing more certificates. So what this ensures is that the client provides a certificate that is signed by the certificate authority that is configured within its configuration file. So that is the first one. Then you have a verify outgoing. So if this is set to true, Consul requires that all the outgoing connections from the agent makes use of the TLS and also that the server provides a certificate that is signed by the certificate authority from the CA file or a CA underscore path. The last one is the verify server hostname. This is important. So if this is set to true, Consul verifies for all the outgoing TLS connection that the TLS certificate that is presented by the server matches this path, which is server.datacenter.domain. So let's quickly look into it. So in order to authenticate, the servers are provided with a special certificate, one that contains server.datacenter.consul in the common name as well as in the subject name. So if you look into the certificate file that was generated for the server, within the subject you have a common name which is server.dc1.consul. So if you look here, you have a server.datacenter, in this case it is dc1.domain. And this is part of both the common name and the subject alternate name. So if you enable this specific flag of verify server hostname, only agent that provides such certificates are allowed to boot as a server. So currently we have a CA key file and a CA file, and we also have a server certificate and a server key. So let's quickly do a OpenSSL. X509 in will be the DC1 server consul.pem no out followed by text over here. So in this case, if you look into the certificate here, within the subject common name you have server.dc1.consul, and also within the subject alternative name you have a server.dc1.consul. Alright, so at a high level overview, just note that these are the special certificates that are provided only to the servers. So to just look into the importance of the verify server hostname, just note that this setting is critical to prevent a compromised client from being restarted as a server. Now many times within the exams, they'll ask you on what is the importance of verify underscore server underscore hostname. So you should be able to answer on what is the importance here. So the primary importance is to prevent a compromised client from being restarted as a server. So ideally these set of certificates you should not be sharing it with anyone other than the servers. Now along with that, also note that when you discuss about the certificate creation, we had created the server certificate with the help of Consul TLS cert create-server. However, you can also go ahead and create a client certificate with Consul TLS cert create-client. So this is one important part to remember. Again, it can happen that within the exams you will be asked on what are the two commands to create a server and a client certificate. So these are the two commands that you can also make use of. That's great. So that's some of the important areas related to the TLS configurations.